All right, let's dive into one of the wildest, most wonderfully absurd cosmic crises you will ever hear about. We're talking about a team of heroes who managed to save the entire universe by, well, not really paying attention.
So let's set the stage here. You've got a villain, Apotheon, who's not just powerful, he is literally merged with every version of himself across all timelines. He sees every possibility, controls every outcome. I mean, how in the world do you even begin to fight something like that?
And here is the absolutely ridiculous answer. This is Captain Clueless Cuckoo, leader of the Victory Vanguard, and according to his own very exasperated science officer, Dr. Quackenbush, the captain's secret weapon is being totally oblivious and just messing around in virtual reality.
Now his team, the Victory Vanguard, they're this amazing collection of heavy hitters who've just leaned into this whole chaotic strategy. Their guiding philosophy isn't about being flawless. It's about embracing what they call perfect imperfection. And trust me, that's their single greatest weapon.
And nothing sums up their whole deal better than this. When Bizarra Wonder Woman shows up, this is what she says. And for her, this is the highest praise imaginable. In her world, being the worst and failing at everything means you are absolutely nailing it.
Okay, so this is where our story basically splits in two. On one hand, you've got this massive, universe-ending threat. And on the other, a ridiculously over-the-top soap opera happening in a VR game. And somehow, these two things are on a collision course.
First up, let's talk about the big bad, Apotheon. He used to be a scientist, Dr. Elias Corden, who basically experimented his way into becoming a god. He's not just one guy. Think of him as an infinite committee of himself, all feeding him information and power from every single timeline at once.
And here's what makes him so terrifying. He thinks he's the good guy. He's not driven by greed or power, but by this obsessive need for order. He looks at all the chaos and messiness of reality and believes he's the only one who can fix it by forcing everything into his vision of cold, sterile perfection.
So while the Vanguard is gearing up for this epic, reality-ending fight, what's our hero, Captain Cuckoo, up to? Oh, you know, he's just logged into his VR chamber to star in his passion project, a space soap opera called A Custodial Crisis in Space. Yes, really. And when I say drama, I mean drama. In this game, the planets are all walking, talking actors just dripping with angst. Here you've got Mars having an absolute meltdown over Jupiter's moon count. This is the level of high art we are dealing with here.
So, how do these two things, a cosmic threat and a ridiculous VR game, possibly connect? Well, this is where it gets really good, because they're about to smash into each other in a way that a being of pure logic could never, ever see coming.
So while the captain's off in La La Land, the actual team is throwing everything they've got at Apotheon. Valkyrie Prime is slicing through time itself, Dr. Solar is blasting him with raw atomic energy, and Bizarro Wonder Woman is just totally messing with his all-knowing brain by fighting completely backwards. It's an all-out assault, everybody pushing their powers to the absolute limit.
But here's the problem. It's just not working. For every single move they make, Apotheon pulls from a timeline where he's already seen it, countered it, and won. He's got an answer for everything, and he's just toying with them. He's already won this fight 1 billion times over in his head.
But there's one thing he didn't account for, something no logical being ever could. The sheer, concentrated nonsense from Captain Cuckoo's soap opera is actually leaking out into reality. It's creating these probability waves of pure, illogical chaos that are jamming Apotheon's perfect, orderly control.
And that brings us to the grand finale, the moment where the fate of all reality doesn't hinge on a brave sacrifice or a powerful weapon, but on the single most ridiculous plot twist in the history of fiction.
Back in VR land, Captain Cuckoo is having his big moment. As the custodian of celestial secrets, he's about to reveal the scandalous truth behind a shady character named Chad the Rogue Asteroid. The whole virtual solar system is on the edge of its seat.
With a dramatic flourish of his cosmic mop, he prepares to deliver the final, universe-saving revelation. And there it is. That's the secret. The whole conspiracy was just 3 little asteroids stacked on top of each other, pretending to be one big important one. This single, beautiful, stupid moment is what changes everything.
And you might be thinking, so what? Well, that wave of pure theatrical nonsense hits Apotheon like a tidal wave.
His brain, which is designed to process infinite logical outcomes, just breaks. It cannot compute 3 asteroids in a trench coat. The concept is so aggressively imperfect, it literally short-circuits his entire being.
But this total mental collapse doesn't destroy him. Instead, it leads to this incredible breakthrough. It's the resolution of the story where the whole theme of imperfection really comes home to roost.
Stunned by the sheer beautiful stupidity of it all, Apotheon starts to laugh. For the first time in eons, he remembers what it was like to be human. He gets it. In trying to erase all the flaws, he was trying to erase the very thing that makes life worth living: the messiness, the chaos, the asteroids and trench coats.
And what's so amazing is that buried deep inside all that melodrama, the captain's silly game had this surprisingly deep message. It was the perfect metaphor for Apotheon himself, someone trying so hard to be big and perfect that he forgot that the small, messy, human parts of him were what mattered most.
And we're going to leave it there, with this little piece of accidental genius from our hero. After it's all over, Captain Cuckoo, who still has no clue he just saved everybody, just shares his simple philosophy. You can't worry about infinite futures or past mistakes. All the fun is right here in the now. And you know what? You really can't get more perfect than that.